So I truly believe today's video will be one of my most impactful videos ever because of how much it's going to increase your scoring ability on an already really good technique that I've done previous videos on. So don't want to take too long, so let's get right into it, explain the slide, and let's get into the proof in the film. So first, a fireman's dump is better for folk style than a fireman's carry. Now, is a carry bad for folk style? Absolutely not. I am not doing that. I am not saying that. But the dump finish, which means you're probably finishing over your head as opposed to across your shoulders, is better because it ends up with more control and you're more likely to get back points. This is the finish that guys like Spencer Lee and Austin DeSanto prioritize. If you look at Bo Bass's wrestling, most of the clips most of the time you see him do the fireman's, it's a fireman's dump. But he also does a nickelly variation where he runs around as well as the across the shoulder, right? And a lot of the clips I will show today is kind of a combination between the two. And the reason why it's better is because when you finish over the head, you end up in this perpendicular position with your head, with your forehead to the mat, or you can just finish with chest to chest pretty easily, or in an over under position. When you go across the shoulder and you let the leg go, then you have less control and they're a lot more likely to end up bellying down, getting their chest down to the mat. Not 100% because there's plenty of times people have done a traditional fireman's carry and ended up with back points. It's just the likelihood of it. But if you keep the leg, pretty much it's still the same. It's just harder to keep the leg when you go across the shoulder. But I have so many clips in this video, you will see all types of examples. If you like the fireman's dump, or any type of fireman's where you end up with your head trapped, or the back of your head on your opponent's stomach area, which you guys will see what I'm talking about. Knowing how to get back points from a Navy, arm turk, as well as from the cross wrist will be super beneficial to your wrestling. So beneficial to your wrestling, and you guys will see. So don't need to talk about it too much. And also dipping your hip towards the opponent's head to get your head out, as opposed to stepping over the legs, is way better. Is night and day if you care about getting back points. And if you don't care about getting back points, I have no idea why you're watching this video. So let's get right into it. I'm going to show a few examples of the fireman's dump first over the head finish when they finish clean, so you guys see what I'm talking about. It's not a high crotch, right? It's not your traditional fireman's carry. He house Spencer Lee against Rayvon Foley, who was All-American. He does a sweep to the inside leg, right? And I'm also going to throw in some clips of the far leg dump as well in this video because it also applies. But it's going to focus on the near leg dump or the inside dump, fireman's dump, lazy fireman's like Spencer Lee calls it. He sweeps, drops to both knees, and his chest is down to the mat. This is a variation that a lot of guys are not familiar with. It's not as popular as a traditional finish, obviously, because coaches are going to coach what they were taught. That just makes sense, right? And what they did back when they competed. But this is a really good variation. He gets a pin right here. But watch this. Watch how he sweeps to that inside leg. He's down to both knees, his chest facing the mat. His opponent sprawls and they just go right over his head and just go to their back. And he ends up with pretty good control. Austin DeSanto did the same thing. They kind of sweep down to both knees and they go over their head. Not only did they hit more firemen than most other competitors at their level, but they got back points at a higher percentage than other competitors as well. Now we're going to go over a few clips where the person, besides staying perpendicular, they get parallel by stepping over their opponent's legs, which is cool if you just care about finishing the takedown, but your 90% chance you're only going to get the takedown, you probably won't get back points. A few special circumstances, obviously, but it's not super common. So here you have Peyton Robb, one of my favorite wrestlers ever, honestly. His offense is really good. So Russian tie to the fireman's carry, he likes going across the shoulder with his. And then he steps over the legs, and Jaden Lee is able to get his chest down pretty easily. Peyton Robb had a match against Will Lewan. Don't have those clips available. But when he went rushing to the fireman's carry, he lost control. But when he went rushing to a dump over the head, he was able to finish with the takedown. It just ends up with a lot more control. Same match, but this time Jaden Lee is the one doing the carry. You guys see how he's over the legs with his leg. He's going to get the takedown again. This makes the takedown super likely, but it makes back points super unlikely as well. And when it's necessary, cool, but when it's not necessary, why not? learn how to finish a better way to increase your likelihood of getting back points or even the pin, right? So here you have another rush into a dump. Now this guy can dip. He should dip his hips towards the head to get his head out to get chest to chest. He doesn't do that. He circles over the legs, and again gets a takedown but no back points. So this next clip is going to go over a lot in this one clip for the rest of the video. So we're going to take our time with it. You have Nick Lee. Already have multiple videos about the partial one. That's not what we're going over. I also have a video about Nick Lee and his fireman's carry variation where he goes around, when he runs his legs around. Have a video on that. That's not what this is about. But he ends up in the same position that you would end up in when you go the typical fireman's dump, where you go over the head and the other wrestler keeps your head trapped, right? In college, they have the danger count. In high school, you don't have that. So you need to make sure you find a way to not get stalemated, right? And get your points. He's going to dip his hip towards his opponent's head. And this allows him to create the space necessary to get his head out and get chest to chest. So watch this. He's going to dip his hip. You guys see that? You see how he's dipped his hip? Now his head is out. Go slow. His head is trapped right now. When he dips his hip towards his opponent's head, that creates the space for his head to get out. And he gets chest to chest. Now, after he gets his back points, notice what he does. After he gets force wipes, he's going to step over the legs. Right here. Once he steps over the legs and he gets parallel with his opponent, notice how easy it is for his opponent to get his chest down to the mat. That's going to happen all the time. Another thing, when your opponent gets their chest down to the mat towards you, right? They belly down towards you. And you do the fireman's. If you have that, if you still have control of that tricep, you can easily transition into a cross wrist, as we can see here. He easily has a cross wrist available now if he had some type of cross wrist tilt that he can utilize from that position. Here you have A.S. Scott. You can see here, hip down towards the head, and his head comes out. So he's going to hip down towards his opponent's head. Do not hip down towards their legs. Hip down towards the head, and his head is going to come out. This creates enough space for your head to come out, and A.S. Scott in this clip is able to get the pin from the fireman's, which is the ultimate goal, right? To get the pin the guy. Now going over Navy rods. And we're not going to show every single clip in this category because you have multiple clips that encompass multiple different categories, right? So you can already see Bo Bassett dip his hip to get his head out. He kind of does it as he's doing the fireman's, but this clip is to focus on the Navy. You guys see how he switched? This is for when you lose the arm and they try to belly down away from you. When they try to belly down away from you, because a lot of guys do that because they're trying to go with your momentum. When you land, they just want to keep going with your momentum. So they try to belly down away from you. You can do this when you have an arm, but it's super useful when you lose the arm, because if you lose the arm, if you still have the arm, you have multiple ways to still potentially get back points. Sometimes the Navy is still the best option, but when you lose the arm and they're turning away from you, the Navy at that point is your only option to get back points. So watch his arm. He's going to switch over. The legs are always split when they turn away from you. Always split. And then what we're going to do is we're going to show clips of these techniques working, and then we're going to show a lot of clips at the end of the techniques not working, but the opportunity been there. And then at the very end, I should have said this at the beginning because I know it's 9 minutes deep, but at the very end, we're going to show clips of my own wrestlers using these techniques in the match, so you guys can see. I think it'd just be something cool to include because we've been working really hard on it. So he loses the arm, but he gets the Navy, and getting the Navy allows him to pull him back to his back and squeak out 2 extra back points. So no reason not to try it. Now we have Jack's fours. Nice rear attack dump. Loses the arm. His opponent gets the chest down, but he's really aggressive with using this Navy to turn his opponent back over to, again, squeak out 2 back points. So next we're going to be looking at the arm turk. Now, a lot of people aren't familiar with the arm turk, so I'm going to show this clip of Carlos Darachi at NCAA's where he gets the arm turk, not from the fireman's though. So this is all an arm turk is, what he has right now. Just like a split leg turk, which is a turk variation most people are most familiar with, he's preventing his opponent from truly getting his hips down towards him. So his opponent is trying to belly down, and Carter is keeping the leg split. Now, the way Carter finishes this is he transitions from the arm turk to the split leg turk, which is a great option. From that arm turk, you can go split leg turk. You can go to like a half, elevate the legs, go to the half. You can hook the arm and run your hips over. You have a few different options, but that's a position that if you like the fireman's, is an option that you need to learn. If you like the fireman's dump, it will greatly benefit your wrestling. So now let's look at a few examples. Before we continue with the rest of the video, I wanted to quickly plug On Your Goal Academy, the #1 tool in the world for learning and teaching wrestling. Whether you're a parent, coach, or athlete yourself, right now you get access to all 10 of my courses, plus access to the Earn Your Goal community where I have exclusive posts and videos. Just to give you a look into what made Earn Your Goal Academy so different is that when you click on these courses, you have me showing the move myself, like any instructional, but you also get videos of these techniques being used against and by the best wrestlers in the world. Also, underneath each section, you can always leave comments, questions, just in case you want any. Anybody can answer, not just me. So I have 10 courses right now. I plan on adding 2 more in the future, a bottom course as well as a duck under course. You also get exclusive access to the Earn Your Goal community where you can post in there, I'll post in there. I have exclusive videos. Everything is organized in there. I have grappling because I have so many jiu-jitsu guys who support the channel. Thank you for that. I'm going to have exclusive videos. Let's say you want to learn more about top wrestling. I have tags as well to keep everything nicely organized. You can see every single post I've made about top wrestling. So I hope you guys check that out. It's a one-time payment of $100. No monthly fee, no yearly subscription. I know you guys will enjoy it, and let's get back to the rest of the video. This is the best one. Spencer Lee, again, does the fireman, finishes overhead. Now notice this. He has a arm tuck, right? Shoulder is trying to turn belly down. He's not able to. That's blocking. His arm is blocking his top leg from being able to go over. So it took a while for Spencer to get back points. But so many lessons in this one clip. So Spencer Lee is going to step over the leg, right? If he stayed in this position, he's parallel with his opponent now, no longer perpendicular. He's not getting back points. He recognizes this. He steps back over to get to the side of Devin's shoulder. Trying to get swipes, not able to get multiple swipes. He steps over again. I guess he feels like, okay, the opportunity is still there. So he steps back over to get to the side of Devin's shoulder. And then he's able to get a full set of back points from the arm tuck position. And now once he has his full set of back points, he's going to step over for a third time. Let's go to the position. And obviously from here, he's not getting back points, right? But he already got his back points. I think a lot to learn from there. Another great option from the arm tuck is the bottom leg cradle. Super good option, right? So besides trying to turn away, maybe Michael D'Agostino felt like his arm was like too trapped to try to attempt to turn away. He tries to turn in Spencer Lee, but he can't, right? He will have to step all the way over the body because, again, Spencer Lee has that arm turk. So Spencer Lee hunts for the head, he gets the bottom leg turk, and he gets the pin. That's another option that I didn't mention before the Carter Starachi clip. So now this clip, over the head, I mean, instant. Nice, clean finish. He's going to go over his head. See how his hips are up, butt is facing the ceiling. He's going to dip his hip towards the head, and his head slips out as he does that. I just really want to emphasize that because for some reason, a lot of guys have trouble committing to that finish, but it's so good. So he has an arm tuck as well over here. He's going to use his arm tuck to slip a split leg tuck in, and that's how he's going to continue to get more back points from this position. Now, on his split leg turk, he should have been elevating this leg. He didn't, but he's still able to get back points. It's a really good position. But you see how he's not elevating that leg? So he only gets 2 swipes instead of the full 4, but still got back points off his fireman's. Now we're going to look at one of my favorite things is the fireman's inside and outside to a cross wrist to a tilt. It's so good. So first clip here, this is from 2025 NCAAs. This is against Jaden Abbas, who's an All-American. So notice this. Abbas is going to get his chest down towards Fernandez. And when Fernandez goes over the legs, right? He goes over the legs. Abbas is able to get his chest down. Because that's what happens when you get parallel. But he still has the far tricep slides down to the cross wrist, goes Easton, and gets a pin from the Easton. Huge. You can do this all of your time. This is a natural transition that happens all the time. It's just the odds of people being good at the Fireman's and then also being good at the Easton, and then the side they're good at the Easton on is also the same side they end up with it from the Fireman's. That percentage gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, right? Great clip here, inside dump over the head finish. So let me start over. So his head is trapped, correct? Notice what happens. He's gonna dip his hip. He's gonna dip his hip and get his head out. You guys see that? He dips his hip towards his opponent's head. And then attempt to get chest to chest. He gets 2 strikes from this. His opponent bellies down, chest down towards him, not away from him, towards him. So he ends up, he still has that far tricep. And notice what happens. Far elbow, he's gonna slide down to that near wrist. Just a natural progression. And from that cross wrist, he actually took advantage of this position by transitioning to a 2-on-1 tilt, 2-on-1 cheap tilt. We got a full set of 4 back points. Really good stuff. A lot of people be so satisfied with just a takedown, they don't really take advantage of everything else they can do. This is Aaron Seidel from the far leg. If you like a sweep single, you should learn a far leg dump, outside carry, whatever you want to call it, and you would end up here so much. So he keeps the tricep, and then you can see him now. He slides down to the wrist, Easton grip, easy Easton. So it's a feet to back. These are the Fireman's family, the dump family, feet to back moves. Not only are they feet to back, they're low risk. Not only are they low risk and feet to back, even if you don't get back points directly from the move, you typically end up in a position to where if you stick with it, you can just get back points from the position you end up in because of the move. So you're either directly or indirectly getting back points from the Fireman's, from some type of Fireman's. That's just hugely beneficial. If you don't care about back points, just do a high crotch. Or a sweep single, you know. So here's Ed Scott. Ed Scott had multiple clips of this at NCAA's from the inside dump and outside. So this is great. So outside dump with the far leg, ends up in that cross wrist position, and he's gonna eventually do, I'll call it a reverse Easton because it's not a cheap tip, but it's just Easton grip and you take the opposite direction. As if you're doing a reinforced bar, but you don't actually have the bar laced through. So just wanted to show that he did get back points from the cross wrist here. This is a clip. He does a nice inside dump over the head finish. Besides circling over the leg, he stayed perpendicular, and this allowed him to transition to a half. The opponent snakes his arm through, but he's still able to get a full set of back points and get really close to getting the pin from this position. Now look at PJ Agasanya. PJ Agasanya, one of my favorite wrestlers. I do a lot of videos for my team, but not a lot of publicly posted videos on him. Head trap, doesn't dip the hip, just flips over. Really cool finish, no back points. Really cool finish, but no back points. Sergio Vega at who's number 1. Does the dump, finishes over the head. He just ends up in the Navy. Doesn't lift the leg or anything, doesn't use it. But again, even people who don't intend on using these positions just end up in these positions. Brett Unger, you see, legs are split. He can easily punch the Navy right now. He goes up to the body. Not bad to go over under, attempt to go over under, but you're not getting chest to chest. This guy's already kind of turning, right? So Navy would have been the best option in that situation. And also punching the bar. Punching the bar is big. That's a big opportunity as well that a lot of people don't go to. When that person goes chest down away from you and you lose the leg, a lot of times you have the option to punch the bar. And I'm going to show that. So again, here goes dump, misses it, or it doesn't work, doesn't stay down, goes inside dump. Person getting chest down away from you, chest down away from you. The Navy is obviously there, right? And look, we just ignore it. It's just a habit people have. And if it's not a move you do often, you just felt it and you did it, sure. I mean, he did 2 dumps in the first 7 seconds of a match at the NCAA championships with the best wrestlers in the country. I'm sure this is a move he practices often. And if this is a move that you like, I suggest you get good at the Navy. The opportunity is there really often. You have Scott. Once again, opponent turns away. He gets the Navy, right? But doesn't really commit to it. Just like not interested, just reaches up. But you see how that arm is up behind? Notice that he punches the bar. This is really advantageous. And like from here, with the hand on their back, you can go hammerlock. If you watch a lot of Zane Rutherford, I have a video on Zane Rutherford in his hammerlock series. You can go hammerlock, you can go bar. If their wrist is on their back, it makes the arm chin spin even easier. It's a move from the bar that Spencer Lee did a lot. Here's a clip of it I'm going to show next, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. Hand on the back, he punches the bar. He scoops the chin, he circles around, gets his back points, and then he reaches over for the pin. This is a really good move from the bar. So if you end up with a bar from the Fireman's, I mean, the opportunity is always there, right? You're already doing the move. Might as well take advantage of it. Austin DeSanto ends up with the arm truck position. This was a 4-time California state champion who he just demolished the Pittsburgh Wrestling Classic a lot of years ago. Many, many years ago. Another Fireman's by DeSanto. He's going to end up in the same position with the leg split. Right, loses the arm, head out, got the leg split. Right, but he didn't take advantage of that position. Not saying he needed to. I'm just letting you guys know what's available. Not criticizing any other wrestlers in these clips. Again, over the head finish. He does get back points on this one, but just wanted to use this clip to show you another inside dump to the cross wrist, right? Because he tries to turn away, Dylan Koontz, but when he turns into him, he chests down into DeSanto. Notice that cross wrist is gonna be there. He goes chest down into DeSanto here. And because of that, DeSanto still has the far tricep. Notice how he ends up with the cross wrist. He has that Easton positioning. And from here, if you're already proficient at it, you can go Easton, right? You can go 2-on-1 too. Maybe you can punch a reinforced bar. Just let you know these opportunities are there. And that's why I'm showing clips of my own wrestlers so you guys can see. Obviously, it's not theory. I show clips of it working before showing these clips. But yeah, it applies to all wrestlers, even newer wrestlers. Outside dump right into the Easton, but it was a tech. But that grip is there. Jax Force, over the head finish, right into the Navy. He loses the arm. The opponent chest is facing the mat. He pulls him back over with the Navy. Only gets a 1 count. Great attempt. Almost got 2 swipes. Didn't get it. No harm, no foul. Just keep wrestling. No harm, no foul. This was nasty because you saw a quarter Nelson into the Fireman's, which is really, really good. Really like the quarter Nelson. But notice how he steps over the legs and doesn't stay to the side of his opponent. Even with this, think about that Spencer Lee clip. Think about the Spencer Lee clip with the arm turk against Devin Schroeder. He has an arm turk right now in this position. But he's stepping over one leg. Either transition to a split leg turk, which he's not going to be able to get this leg above his opponent's other knee, so that's not the best option, which you'll see when at the end here. Step that leg out, get to the side. From this position, you see how his shoulder is kind of up because of that split leg turk? Go half. Hook the arm and just circle around. Go claw. You have so many options. Right here. He's in a really good position to step this leg out and get to the side of his opponent to get perpendicular. But if you stay parallel, again, keeps the leg there, but he's not able to get over this knee. So, no back points on this clip. Got to slow it down again, no need to. And then Spencer Lee, inside dump. Navy is there, right? If they try to chest down away from you, your legs are gonna be split like this. That's just the way it works when you do the inside dump. So obviously Spencer Lee doesn't use the Navy. That's not what he does. He gets right to top wrestling. But he could have definitely got the Navy at any point. Now Ed Scott, inside dump, circles around, no back points, but he has the far tricep, and now he's in a good position to roll through for the Easton. Now we're going to get into the point to where I'm showing my own kids and how they do the firemen. I have one kid named Malik. He does the firemen all the time. We work on it a lot. But I have other kids who also does the firemen. Gabe is really good at it. I'm going to show a clip of him and kind of their progression. So this is the first tournament I ever coached Malik at. It was before this past season in November. He has a clean fireman, right? And this kid teched them. This was the only 3 points Malik scored the entire match. So if you would got a pin or back points with it, you can see how important it is to get back points or maybe even a pin. But it was a preseason tournament. Kind of glad it didn't happen. So I kind of saw him wrestle more and saw what he was bad at. So he finishes over the head. Watch how he finishes. Nice clean dump. Steps over the leg. Cool, you got your points, but no back points. One more time. Short clip. Clean dump. Nice timing over the head, but he steps over the legs. Bad idea. Bad idea. I'm going to show an arm turk. Him doing arm turk, Navy, and cross wrist. So right here, he does the dump. This is like January later in the season. Notice how he loses the arm. Right, he loses the arm. This is the arm he had the tricep on. His opponent tries to chest down towards him. That's why we're doing the arm turk. When they chest down away from you guys, that's when you do a Navy. He uses that arm turk to elevate and get this guy on his back, goes for the half, and he keeps him on his back that way to get his full set of back points. Very useful position. A lot of guys lose a tricep and just say, all right, cool, it's over. No, that's not the case at all. This was a really good clip of him doing the dump. Now he loses the arm. You see how he scoops the far leg? When he notices, okay, this guy is going to go with my momentum and try to get his chest down away from me. He scoops this far leg. When you have that Navy, you want to elevate that leg. So right here, the guy's fighting down really, really hard. But we lift the leg, and he's able to transition to a half. And he got the pin from this position. Not just back points, guys. We're getting like pins in the entire match. You may need this to go big. Another clip, him at regionals. Goes dump, scoops the far leg. You see how he doesn't really have too much control over the arm anymore. Didn't lose it completely. But him elevating the far leg with his Navy is what got the guy to turn back over. And then from this position, got chest to chest, put the half in, and he was very close to a pin. Very close to a pin in this clip as well. Now this one, he goes inside dump to the cross wrist. Notice how he's in the far tricep and he slides down to the wrist. Something we've been working on a lot at this point. Now this is a freestyle match, so we just treated it like a gut wrench and just kept rolling over. Obviously in the folk style match, we will catch the Easton, but since it was a freestyle match, we just used it to go ahead and get 4 exposure, right? 8 points, and then in the match. Because at this point, before the Fireman, it was 0-0. But it just shows you the possibility of what you can do with this move. 2 more clips. Oh no, 3 more clips. This is him. Fireman's, right? Loses the arm. This was a tricep he had, but he has the leg split right here. So he uses the arm turk to get exposure and get the takedown. Now he did get overly too high because he has belly button on chest. We want to be chest to chest, so he does give up the reversal here. But just to show him trying to use the arm turk from the Fireman when he lose the arm. And this is Gabe. He did a clean lazy Fireman. I mean, he's gonna do a perfect sweep to that inside leg. Really good sweep to the inside leg. Chest facing the mat on both knees. Doesn't have control of the arm, but he instantly transitions to that Navy finish, right? Scooping that far leg right here. You can see. Keep that elevated. His opponent isn't able to turn away. Eventually just tries to turn into him. We didn't catch him, but we still got 3 back points from there. And then lastly, you have Colin. This was a JV tournament. At this point, we had just went over Fireman's. Another clean, sweet finish. Doesn't know how to finish, doesn't dip his hip towards the head, but gets his head out, and notice how he still ends up with that arm turk position and the ability to transition to the split leg turk. So even when you aren't looking to end up in these positions, a lot of times you just end up there, right? These positions are really available. So this was a multi-purpose video. Convince you this is honestly one of the best moves in wrestling, if not the best technique in folk style wrestling. I truly believe that. This and the blast double. I mean, it's almost no drawback to the fireman's, and it has so many benefits directly and indirectly. It's insane. It's a low risk feet to back move. I mean, I don't think I have to sell it. If you stay to the end of this video, I don't think I have to sell this technique much more. Not only that, but just to show you the possibilities of how to get back points. Getting back points after a fireman should be an expectation. It should be an expectation. There's so many ways to get back points. You shouldn't be okay with just getting a takedown over and over and over again. It may be cool in matches where you're beating the guy really badly, but you build habits, man. You may need it in a match, right? In a harder, more difficult match later down the road at nationals, at state, right? In later rounds where you need back points and you're not used to getting back points. So, I mean, you haven't been really practicing getting back points on a regular basis. We practice these finishes every single day. Every single day we do fireman's clean finish. We do fireman's with the head trap, dip your hip, get chest to chest into a finish. We do firemen's, you lose the arm, they go away from you, pulling back with a navy. We do a firemen's where you lose the arm, I mean, where you dump them, lose the arm, they try to chest down towards you. We finish with the arm turk. And we do firemen's, they chest down towards you, you still have the arm, and we go right into a cross-wrist tilt. Cross-wrist tilt of our choice. Most guys are Eastons, but obviously 2-on-1 tilt really great, reinforced bar tilt really great, and those are the cross-wrist tilts that we focus on. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And thank you for staying to the end of this video. I hope it really benefits you guys.